views and opinions expressed in this podcast by the host or the guest do not necessarily reflect the views of Paranormal Buzz Radio or its sponsors. Use of any material produced by Paranormal Buzz Radio without express written consent is strictly prohibited. For information on everything Paranormal Buzz Radio has to offer, visit our website, paranormalbuzzradio.com. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to Exploring the Unknown with Rebecca and Shay. Taking stories from today's news, Rebecca and Shay will explore everything from the paranormal, supernatural, the strange and unusual, unsolved mysteries, and more. Join them as they delve deep into the unknown and mysterious. Taken from news headlines. Water cooler chat with a paranormal twist. Only on Paranormal Buzz Radio.
Hey Shay, how's it going?
It is going good. How about you?
Not too bad. Not too bad. You've been staying safe and healthy through all this quarantine, whatever it is we got going on now?
Yes, I have. Still very healthy. And yeah, so we're down to stay-at-home advisory.
Yeah, and we're at stage 4 of our reopening plan, I think was where we're at. I don't know. I kind of lost track.
Yeah, I think we're at stage 3. I'm not sure. I just watched the updates, but not the numbers, so.
Yeah, I think everybody's getting to the point where we're just kind of done. Yep. But you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta stay safe, so. Well, yeah, exactly. I think that's the point of this whole thing, is trying to stay safe and trying to stay healthy as best we can, and, we're just moving on, finally, kinda.
Our numbers keep going up.
Yeah, ours are staying the same.
Well, statewise, they're staying the same, but my county, which is 4 cities, I believe. No, 6 cities, towns, not even cities. It's a very small county. And we've gone up 7 in the past few days.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
So.
I don't know. I haven't heard anything about us going up. And we've really not had a whole lot of stuff going on here. So, I mean, that's good. But
yeah. Knock on wood, it continues.
Exactly.
Well, with happier news, what are we talking about today?
Oh, this one's interesting. I'm excited to talk about this one. This is from The Sun, which is based out of the UK, but it's called Terror Stay. Ghost hunters ran out of haunted Louisiana house being given away for free, comparing it to Amityville Horror. And this article is from May 23rd of 2020.
Wow. Giving it away free, and they can't even.
I know. Well, first thought is, what kind of paranormal investigators are these?
Right?
So the article says, paranormal investigators say they ran out of a haunted Louisiana house after being confronted by an evil spirit, the Sun can reveal. The 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom house in Youngsville was built in the 1930s and is being given away for free after the sellers struggled to offload it amid creepy claims from previous occupants and visitors. McLean Investments co-owner Sylvia McLean posted the listing on Facebook a few months ago and was inundated with messages about it being haunted, after which the story made headlines around the world. Former resident Dawn Ballot DeClout claims the ghoul that occupies the house is her own great-grandmother Adele, a 4'9" woman who lived to be about 90 and can be heard stirring a pot in the kitchen. Others have alleged there are a number of spirits, some less welcoming than Adele, with weird noises being heard through the walls. Now, if they were giving away a house that was haunted, I think we would have all gone, right?
I think so. We haven't got to the end of the story, but it's got to be some kind of ploy. Next thing you know, it'll be a huge haunted attraction.
Well, I would at least have done the walkthrough.
Right. Right.
Right. Okay, so now a ghost hunting duo from New Orleans, Cindy Parr and Greg Matlock Sr., have visited the home claiming paranormal activity drained new batteries in their equipment and shut out a light before they were confronted by a black figure. Shocking exclusive video footage also shows a door apparently slowly opening on its own after the team asked for a sign of the spirit's presence. Recalling their spooky stay, Cindy told The Sun, "On the second day, we actually went in and stayed the night. It killed 5 of our batteries. They feed off of the energy." They've got some pictures of this little Adele person here.
Yes.
We asked for a sign if it wanted us to leave, and it shut down the light. And we were like, okay, but we don't leave yet. On the bedroom door, that was Miss Adele's, that opened up and then closed. It is definitely haunted. It was very creepy. As they continued to look around upstairs around 2 a.m., Greg, who films footage for their YouTube channel, claims he was confronted by an evil spirit in another of the bedrooms towards the front of the house, stood beside a closet. He said, "I turned into the room and saw this black mass standing there. It wasn't a shadow or anything like that. It was pretty wet. I don't think it was the older lady. I think it was something totally different. The figure was bigger and stood about 6 foot tall. It started to turn, and I just thought, oh no, and ran out. I was done. It was unbelievable. Everything just slowed down. It wasn't just me seeing it. It was what I felt when it was there. You could feel the power. It was bad. Not a good situation to be in at all. We got out, and I was definitely exhausted. It draws energy from you. My chest was even hurting."
So all it did was turn towards him, and he ran out?
Yeah, it just turned towards him, and he freaked out and ran off.
Oh, wait till you read the next sentence.
Greg, who has been visiting haunted houses for more than 20 years, admitted the pair prayed and considered driving home after the encounter before returning. But, he says, things got only weirder, revealing we could hear scratches on the walls, growls. It even started to smell like urine upstairs. And that's just not your average ghost. That's something really bad. It was like watching Amityville Horror on TV, but we were living it. The house is definitely the worst house I've ever been in. I want to see what happens when someone else lives in it. I don't think they're going to be able to stay.
Well, okay, so
yeah,
they ran out, but then they went back in?
Yeah, that's what it's sounding like. I think the story is kind of like making it out to be like scarier than it really is, or trying.
That's like, what do they call? What do the youngins call that? Clickbait.
Yeah.
All right, so they get credit. They went back in.
Yeah, they did go back in, and it looks like they did like an overnight.
Yes, that's not what it made it sound like at first. So we give them credit. I was like, 20 years and you ran out just after seeing a shadow? It just turned towards you and ran out? But they went back in, so.
Right. Well, and I did check out their YouTube channel, and they've only got like a few videos posted on there. I think there were like 4 videos on there. But they seemed legit. They didn't seem too crazy. Let's see. Sylvia and her husband, Brian, bought the 50 acres it sits on to build a new subdivision and didn't want to demolish the home, which remains in good shape. She revealed the house has now been snapped up and is being moved 15 to 20 miles away, where a young woman will be the new brave occupant.
Okay, so that's the other part. Yes, the house was free, but you have to move it and have the land to move it too.
Right, exactly.
I get it.
Yeah, exactly. There's where the catcher is in the free part.
Yep.
We do have someone that wants to move it. They haven't started the work yet. It's quite a project. They're going to have to take it apart in 3 pieces, she said. You've got to get permits and fix the power lines. It's not an easy task and can cost up to $80,000. Isn't that kind of like a free cat? You get a free cat and then you take him to the vet.
Right? Exactly.
Right? Free house.
Yeah.
And then you got to move it. Let's see. The man is in the construction business. He's going to move it himself and put it on his family land for his daughter. They wanted it because it was free. They couldn't care less about the history of it and don't believe all the stories. Don Philip DeCout's family owned the 160-acre plot the house is built on from 1860 for more than 100 years. She lived there for a year in 1981. She previously said, "We believe Adele, her great-grandmother, is a ghost, but she's not menacing at all. She was always digging in the pots, like when you have something on the stove and someone goes and looks in the pots and stirs it around. She was well known for that, and so when we lived there, we used to hear her all the time jangling the pots when we had something on the stove. We could hear someone picking up the lid, but there was nobody in the kitchen." One person also commented on Sylvia's Facebook post revealing, "I knew someone who rented it. I've been in it. It's a lot less antique than you'd expect. More like someone updated it in the 60s. Did have a lot of weird noises in the ceilings and walls, though." That's the end of the article. I'm curious, though, if they're going to have activity in the house after it's been moved.
Right? Is it? I have so many questions. Like, not just about the story, but, like, in general, because if you do construction on a house and you board up a door, the spirit will still be seen going through, because that's how it was when they were there. So is the spirit just going to be like walking around like it's still in the house, on the land? Or is it going to go with the house?
Right. I know. That's what I'm curious about. Is it going to go with the house, or is it going to stay with the land? And then, like, the Adele, the one that, you know, they know who the spirit is. I mean, that one I would think might go with the house. But the other stuff, like the black mask and all that sort of stuff, is that one tied to the land instead of the house?
Right? So many questions in this field.
It's one of those ones where I want to ask all kinds of questions. Like, if I was there, I would be like, okay.
Right? Right? Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye out and see if we can get an update.
Right? I think the bottom line, though, is that if a house is free, it's probably not a good sign.
Exactly. But good for them for not tearing it down. Giving it away.
Yeah. I mean, it is a really solid house. When you look at the pictures, It looks like a decent house. So
I want to know where the video they took is.
Well, I looked at the YouTube channel, and they've got one that they uploaded 2 months ago that says haunted house. I don't know if it's this house or not.
Huh. Have to find out.
They've got 8 videos on there, and that's the only one that looks like it could be of a house. There's like a church. There's a plantation that they've explored. West Virginia State Penitentiary. So yeah, that's the only video that I would say looks like that house, but it doesn't really, I don't know. It doesn't really look like that house.
I'll have to check it out. Because it did say in there that they have video of the mass, right?
Right. They did. I couldn't get through too much of that video. There's like a weird noise in the background that was driving me crazy. So, yeah.
I'll have to check it out after this.
Yeah, check it out. See if you make it further in the video than I do.
I'll try.
I don't know. This article, I like this article because it was interesting, but they didn't really... You can tell it was written by somebody who was in the United Kingdom versus here, because they talk about the video, but they don't actually link the video.
Mm-hmm. I was just rereading parts of it, sorry. Yeah, and some of it, like, we would say comments or commented, and they just said comment.
Right. Exactly. And then, like, they refer to that Facebook post, but they don't link to it.
Yeah.
Which, here in the United States, they link to all that stuff.
Yeah. I'm just looking down to see if it's... At least they have pictures of the people, but...
Yeah, they have a lot of pictures of that Adele that's supposed to haunt the house. And that part sounds to me like it's definitely something that they've got well documented. Like I said, I wonder about the black mass. That I don't know.
I saw black mass, shadow person, whatever you, and it scared the crap out of me. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
It also charged at me and ran through me. So.
Oh yeah, that'll scare the crap out of you for sure.
Yeah, it either ran through me or it dissipated as it was about to. I didn't feel anything, but.
So did you run out and leave that location when it happened, or what did you do?
Well, this is before I was even paranormal investigating, so. But I screamed at the top of my lungs and woke up at least half the house and made the kids get up and sleep on our bedroom floor and.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. It's crazy activity at that place, though. So. It was at my house.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So it's not like you could just leave and not come back.
No. It did. It charged at me. That was not fun. You talked recently about seeing a few, right?
Yeah, we see like a lot of shadow figures in the yard at the farm.
That's right.
Yeah, that's pretty normal, but they're usually like on the edge of the tree line, just kind of following and watching you.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit different than being confronted face to face with that.
I just sat there and stared at it for a while, like.
Right.
And it's like we already knew there was activity in the house, but never saw anything.
Right. It's a little bit different when you see something.
Yeah.
I did a podcast interview the other day about the house, and my son and I had been there during a lightning storm the night before, and both of us, we talked the next morning and kept our eyes closed because we didn't want to see anything in the flashes of lightning.
I missed your podcast appearance?
I don't think they've aired it yet.
Oh, okay. I was going to say.
That one hasn't aired yet. I'm trying to remember which one it was. Something About the Unknown, I think is the name of that podcast. But yeah, Brendan and I, we both were trying not to see anything in the lightning because it was one of those storms where there was just lightning, and lots and flashes of lightning. And Brendan said he'd sat upstairs to watch it when it first started, and then he saw a figure in the backyard standing, and he was done. He was done at that point. He was like, "And I've seen enough.
I'm just gonna keep my eyes closed." Oh. Yep. Isn't it funny? He's there all the time, but just it's different when you actually see things.
Right, exactly. Well, and I will say it's different, like when you're doing an investigation and trying to have the experience than when you're just there spending the night and not trying to have the experience.
Yeah, trying to sleep.
Right, exactly. Exactly.
Yep, I get it. Oh, man. So funny.
Yeah, I wonder if this couple's going to go back and do a second investigation at this house. That would be my question. Like, yeah, are you going to go back?
Right. We'll have to do some Facebook stalking and YouTube stalking.
Right, exactly.
Yep. There might be a part 2 of this if we can find updates.
Yeah, I would actually like to talk to the team and see see how well the article portrayed them, to see if they really spun the creepy factor of it or if it was really that creepy.
Yes, exactly, because as we've talked about before, The Sun is a UK tabloid.
Right, exactly.
So,
and yeah,
I believe.
Comparing it to another Amityville, which just kind of like, I don't know, are they just throwing that around there, or really that scary?
Well, especially since Amityville hasn't had any activity in 20 plus years.
Right, exactly.
So, all right, I'll put this on my list to do.
Yeah, because I would like to see.
All right, guys, be on the lookout for an update on this story. If we can get a hold of the people, maybe we'll do a short interview with them.
Yeah, I think that would be really neat.
Yeah. All right, I guess our time is up for today. I liked this story. Thank you for sharing it. Yeah,
and if you want to continue the discussion, catch us in the Facebook group, ask any questions you've got, or if you know these people, definitely let us know in the Facebook group. And if you have articles to share that you'd like us to discuss about, share that on Facebook, and we'll give you a special shout out.
Yes. Till next time, guys. Thank you.
Yep, thanks.